Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadidamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. I have a question for you. Do you ever feel that you suffer from self-doubt, from doubting yourself? And no matter how much you want to step into the next phase of your life, whatever that is, there's a voice inside of you that holds you back. Today, I want to talk to you about how self-doubt clouds your intuitive voice and how Reiki and sacred sound can help you clear that block so your inner guidance shines through and you can actually manifest what you came here to do. Namaste and welcome to the Spiritual Wealth Podcast. I'm your host, Alexandra Savithri Amba, Director of the American Reiki Academy and the Vedic Healing Center. I'm a Reiki Master, Vedic Healing Master, and Spiritual Life Coach. For more than 30 years, I've practiced and taught spiritual self-development and healing, led pilgrimages to India, and studied with blessed Indian gurus. In this show, we explore Reiki, Vedic healing, yoga, manifestation, metaphysics, spiritual growth, and feng shui. My aim is to help you awaken and tap into your spiritual power so you can manifest love, happiness, success, well-being, peace, and ultimately step into the highest version of you. So welcome to today's episode, which is entitled Clearing Self-Doubt, How Reiki and Mantra Awaken Your Intuitive Voice. And today I wanted to talk about self-doubt because it seems to be such a prevalent energy within all of us, really. And it creates noise within us. It is a little voice, or it can be a loud voice that says to you, you're not ready, you're not something enough, whatever that is, you can fill in the blank. And what it does is it weakens your intuitive sense, your intuitive voice that is always there, always readily available to you. And it keeps you and all of us stuck in hesitation. So when I say you, I'm also talking to myself. I'm talking to all of us because we are all having this human experience together as spiritual beings in these bodies navigating these journeys. So I really was pondering on this notion of self-doubt. It seems to be something that comes up a lot when I'm working with women. I'll hear them, and with men too, but mostly my practice works with women. So I'll hear women a lot of the times preface what they're going to say, or maybe a plan that they have, with kind of an apology. And that is an interesting and very disempowering way to live. So I want to suggest that you start as a practice, as an exercise in self-healing, that you start listening to your words in conversation when you're talking to other people. Now, we also have, of course, all the ramblings in the mind that we can listen to as well. But just for a point of an exercise, listen to the way you speak to other people about dreams that you have, about goals, about things that you are creating, projects, and catch yourself when you start to do a little preface that kind of puts down uh, what you want to manifest, because that is an example of self-doubt creeping in. And ultimately, again, what this does is it starts to cloud your intuition. You start to question your own intuitive voice. But once you start working with Reiki, with sacred sound, with meditation, with deep introspection, with yoga, with pranayama, you start to clear out channels in your being. And when those channels become clear, your intuitive voice becomes crystal clear. And you can start, again, as an exercise, to not only listen to that voice, but notice when the self-doubt is creeping in and just start putting it aside. Start allowing yourself to live from the intuitive voice, because every time you censor your intuition, you are essentially saying no to yourself. As an example, you have the desire to do a certain project in the world. Let's say you want to write a book, and you've been saying that for years, and or you want to travel somewhere. It doesn't matter what the thing is, or you want to build some kind of business. And as you start to think about that, uh, you might be excited about it in your mind, but then you start to speak about it, and immediately you censor it. You kind of squash what you are creating. So that thing never has the chance to bloom. But if instead you start giving power to it by not only acknowledging it, but nurturing it, but just like you would, when you, let's say you're planting a garden and you've put seeds in the garden, you've covered the seeds with soil and you are watering them every day, and you are giving sunlight to them, and maybe you're giving Reiki to them. I want you to start thinking about the projects that you're working on like that, and allowing the positive energies to flow into those projects. And every time that self-doubt comes up, where you say, oh, I don't really know if this is going to happen, or I I don't have all the answers in place yet, or I know it sounds crazy, but I hear women say this a lot. I know it sounds crazy, but stop using those kind of phrases. It doesn't sound crazy. If you have a rumination, a desire, an inclination, an intuitive hit to do something, and you feel that is part of your path, of your self-expression, then you have really the responsibility to not only not say those negative things, but to really, really nurture those desires, those dreams. Because as you do that, you also give permission to others around you to do their dreams. You inspire them. So, how do we use Reiki to calm this self-doubt? Reiki is so interesting because what it does is it quiets the mental chatter in your head, in your being. It clears energy blocks, but in a way you don't even have to think of. It's not a mental body, analytical kind of process. It's a very yin, feminine, soft, intuitive, and magical process. As energy flows, your intuitive faculties, your clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and you also have other claircognizance, you have other psychic abilities, but let's leave it at that. Your inner seeing, your inner hearing, your inner feeling, your inner knowing, all of these naturally awaken. So who are you as a being if you are then censoring those things? So they have now awakened, and now you're going to speak about one of your projects in the world, and you're going to say, I know it sounds crazy, but no, it does not sound crazy. And every time you say a phrase like that, you are killing not only your dream, but the dreams of others, because your speech registers in the world. It's like if you toss a little pebble into a pond, the water ripples and creates an effect. So every sound vibration you put into the world also has an effect. And that's why we work with mantra also. Mantras amplify the energy that you're putting into the world. They raise the vibration. They connect you with your higher guidance. So imagine if you chanted a mantra. Let's say we're working with Gayatri mantra, and Gayatri mantra, as you chant this, you are connecting with the highest part. It does many, many things, but it connects you with the highest part of yourself so that you can become intuitive and enlightened and aware enough to do your personal mission on this earth, to fulfill it. So let's say you're chanting this mantra. You chant it over and over and over again. And then you go out to do your project, and somebody asks you what you're working on, and you know intuitively you have been led to do this. And then you say, well, I know it kind of sounds crazy, but I'm building a church. Let's say that's what you're doing. I just made that up. So you have just negated your dream from being born. Reiki and mantras, they clear the fog in your being so that you can hear and sense what you are here to do. Reiki and mantra chanting do not give you your intuitive voice. They clear whatever is standing in the way of you being able to discern that voice. So why does your intuitive voice matter? I've talked about just now a little bit about your life path and discerning what is your life path, who you are, why you have come here, what you have come to do, how you can express that. These are the highest things that you can access. They are answers to deep questions about you as a soul, you as the light. There is a chant in Sanskrit that we chant, Aham Brahmasmi. It means the God is within, the light is within. So again, you are not being given that light. Like when you learn Reiki, you're not being given this healing ability. You are returning to it. You are clearing the pathway so that that light, which is already accessible, can come in and you can connect with it. It's like it's always been there, but there has been something in the way of it. So your intuition is going to guide your journey in life. It's not about becoming psychic, although those abilities definitely uh, emerge. It's about allowing you to help others and yourself from a place of great clarity, from great strength, from great perception. It's not about fortune telling, predicting the future, although these abilities also become readily available. Accessing your intuition is about being in harmony with your soul's truth. And if you can be in harmony with who you are as a soul, what you have come to do, and how you are here to express that, then you will find a great, great, great satisfaction. That self-doubt will dissolve, and you will step onto and walk onto your path with such grace, with such ease, with such confidence that it doesn't matter what is going on around you. It doesn't matter if other people are jealous. It doesn't matter if other people are full of their own self-doubt and negative thoughts and insights. You will know your path. And in that knowingness, again, there is great satisfaction. It's like your being has merged with itself, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think of a good way to say that. It's like your being has returned home to itself, to something she already knew, all along she knew, but she is returning to that inner knowing. So as we kind of close out today, I want to give you a couple of tips that might help you. If you are already doing Reiki, I really want to encourage you to do daily self-Reiki. Even 5 minutes of your hands on your heart and solar plexus to calm doubt. You can put your hands over your eyes. It's really a matter of doing the Reiki and again being led to where you need the Reiki, because as the more you listen to your internal voice, your intuition, the more you will be dissolving that doubt. So even in a simple practice of doing Reiki, you don't have to overthink it. Oh, where should I do this? No. Quiet your mind, rub your hands together, close your eyes, and allow your inner guidance to speak to you. Now, if you are chanting, if you are already chanting, and I'm going to end this by saying also if you are not doing Reiki and if you are not chanting, I'll say that in a minute. If you are already chanting, work with your mantra to still the mind and raise your vibration. And in that state, you will be dissolving self-doubt. You will be allowing the mantra to work its magic, to wash over your being and clear out whatever is not you. So if you are not a Reiki practitioner, I want to address that. And if you have never chanted before, let me address those two things. If you are not a Reiki practitioner, I'm going to still suggest to you that you start feeling energy in your hands. Your hands have the ability to transmit energy. When you take a Reiki class, you get that ability activated, or I shall say again, reactivated. But you can just start to see where you feel energy between your palms and start to tune in to that feeling. This inner knowing is going to calm self-doubt. just kind of playing with that as if there's a ball in the middle, an energetic ball in the middle of your two palms. Now, if you're not chanting and you've never chanted before, you can choose a very simple mantra. I recommend Om, and you start with the chanting of Om. Om, when I say a simple mantra, I always laugh when I say that because it's really not a simple mantra. It has layers of meaning, layers of significance, but it is simple in that it is easily accessible. OM or AUM. And you can start chanting Om even if you have no um, uh, experience with chanting. Just start chanting Om every day. It's going to start opening the throat chakra, and in doing so, you clear self-doubt as well, because your solar plexus, where your personal power resides, and that's right below your heart, if you can put your hand there, and your throat are connected. So your throat, where your vocal cords are, right in the center of your, I'm talking about the throat chakra, so right in the center of your throat, and your solar plexus are connected, your personal power and your self-expression through the voice. So as you chant Om, you can have both hands, one on the solar plexus, one on the throat, and you can chant Om to start to open the throat chakra, which and restore your personal power, which will all help dissolve self-doubt. So self-doubt and the intuition, again, it's kind of like they are at polar opposites. You have your intuition, which tells you, do this, or go over here, or call that person, or write that book, or go on that trip, whatever it is. And your intuition is really fun to work with. And then you have self-doubt. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I shouldn't do that. Oh, I don't know how to do that. And you have the self-doubt really kind of um, negating the intuitive voice. But as you work with these healing modalities, you start to calm the energy of self-doubt. You start to dissolve it. You start to quiet it so that your intuitive voice can really speak clearly to you. And again, that brings you great happiness, great satisfaction, great inner fulfillment, because you are ultimately at peace with yourself when you follow your intuition. I hope this makes sense. Start to trust the whispers that you hear, the inner nudges, and stop overthinking, I would say. Remember, also stop, or I suggest that you start watching your words and eliminate those negative um, phrases that somewhere along the way somebody taught us to say in order to look, usually this is what it is, at least with women, in order to look, what is the word? Humble. So instead, we are taught not to brag, not to be in the ego. I can do this, I can do that. We are taught to be humble, which is fine. And it is beautiful to be humble. But we don't want to go to the other extreme where we become so utterly out of alignment, where we are now prefacing every dream that we have, we are putting a little disclaimer on it. When I say, like, you're prefacing it with, oh, I know it sounds crazy, but I spoke to someone the other day and she was talking about some message she had gotten, and she put that little disclaimer, and I said, stop. I said, don't say that anymore. And I say that with all love. So censor yourself. Censor the phrases, the thoughts, the little inklings of self-doubt that creep in, because they are blocking your intuitive voice from blossoming. And when that intuitive voice blossoms, it's like a butterfly. She just leads you, and your wings are expanded, your heart is open, your shoulders are back, and you step with confidence onto your path, knowing that you are being divinely guided and led. Om Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. If you're ready to release self-doubt and awaken your intuitive power, I'd love to guide you on your healing path. You can feel free to DM me on Instagram or email me at AmericanReikiAcademy@gmail.com to begin your journey. Thank you for listening, and until next time, be happy, peaceful, balanced, centered, and in touch with your beautiful intuitive voice. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sai Ram. Jai Guruji. Om Amriteshwari Namaha. Hare Krishna. Om Namah Shivaya.